Let's look at Nicolas Maduro's life up close. Venezuela's president or a drug lord, as the West says. Nicolas Maduro wasn't born into a political family. He began his career as a bus driver in the capital city and rose to become a trade union leader before being elected to the National Assembly in the year 2000. He entered the political circle at the back of socialist leader Hugo Chávez's movement. Chavez made him foreign minister in 2006, then the vice president in 2012. When Chavez died, Maduro squeaked through the 2013 special election by a hair, taking around 50.6% of the mandate and inheriting a revolution already under strain. Maduro's first presidency was defined by one thing: the end of the oil bonanza. Within a year into his term, oil prices collapsed. Nearly 95% of Venezuela's export earnings came from oil, and without the revenue, the government's vast welfare programs began to unravel. Shortages spread, supermarket shelves went bare, inflation accelerated. By 2016, Venezuela was in recession, and the IMF would later estimate hyperinflation reached 1,000,000% by the end of his term. By 2017, because of what was happening in the country, protests started breaking out every single day. Students, workers, and opposition groups clashed with the police, ultimately leading to over 100 deaths. The more pressure built outside, the tighter Maduro gripped the institutions on the inside. Even with the economy in spiral, Maduro claimed re-election in May of 2018, after key opposition parties were barred or boycotted. The war drew broad international condemnation and started a long winter of non-recognition and sanctions. It was in this vacuum that a new figure emerged, Juan Guaido. Within 8 months of the elections, Guaido, as head of the National Assembly, declared himself Venezuela's interim president, arguing that Maduro's second term was illegitimate. Dozens of countries supported him, a movement led by the United States of America. But you see, Maduro wasn't alone. He was firmly backed by Russia, China, and Cuba. And soon, Guaido was forced out of Venezuela, only to find refuge in the US, where he remains still today. Last year, Maduro was at it again. He ran again, this time against a late substitute opposition candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez. After the vote, Venezuela's electoral authority declared Maduro the winner, but did not release region-wise tallies. This kind of lack of transparency fueled the protests again, and a wave of new challenges were brought in. This anger coincided with Donald Trump's return to the White House. As Trump and Maduro were sworn in this year, Washington escalated pressure and raised a bounty of $25 million to get the Venezuelan president arrested. The Maduro years have been defined by two stubborn facts: oil and people. Of course, oil, because Venezuela still sits atop one of the world's largest proven crude reserves. But having the reserves alone is not enough. The refining process isn't cheap, it's extremely expensive. And decades of mismanagement, sanctions, and brain dead-centered production have made matters worse. Second is, of course, people. As the state tightened control and the economy shrank, millions left the country. In fact, by May 2025, the UN counted nearly 7.9 million Venezuelan refugees and migrants worldwide, one of the largest displacement crises on earth. Meanwhile, the human rights ledger darkened. A UN fact-finding mission from September reported patterns of arbitrary detention, torture, and political repression. Maduro's own story is resilient and simple. In his own world, Western sanctions are a tool for coups, and the state's iron fist is needed for self-defense.